Hey guys, what's going on? It is Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Today's gonna be an interesting day. I had all these OP Executioner memes ready for you guys, and you know what the hell, I'll show you guys them anyway. But there was a lot of community, I don't know, reaction to the Executioner changes, how to counter everything. Exe-Nado, for example, we have the new meta after Executioner buff deck, which is 6 Executioners and a couple Tornadoes. We have the new tier list after the balance changes. Tier S and A is Executioner Nado, then every other card is in the D tier, and then of course the classic meme of the guy looking at the new Exe-Nado throwing away all the other OP cards from previous metas. But there was an emergency nerf before the buff, and there was actually a design blog post I'm going to go ahead and include for you guys. I'm not going to read it word for word in the description, but let's go ahead and take a quick look at the new stats over here, guys. So these are the new Executioner stats. You can see the original rework was damage increased by 98%. Now it's 82%. That to me is not a big deal, neither here nor there, but check out this next one. The range reduced to a minimum of 3 to a max of 4.5. That's changed. That's the new stats. But the old range was 3.5 max 5. So essentially a half tile. Man, I made that really convoluted, right? They're making it a half tile less of the range of the axe from minimum or maximum. So that is going to drastically impact the overall power of the Executioner, which, you know, let's be fair here. I applaud them for making kind of a preemptive move. By the way, guys, I'm joined by Happy Noob, aka Viiper. From now on, I'm just going to call him Viiper. He changed his name, what, like 6 months ago? So Happy Noob is Viiper. He plays this deck, which is probably one of the most well-known Executioner players in the game. Hog Executioner Nado with the Valkyrie, and of course the Goblins and the Rocket. So he's going to be playing live for us right now on Ladder in just a moment. French player, really good player, obviously. This guy's sick. Whether or not Executioner is good, you guys are going to enjoy this gameplay and hopefully enjoy the deck. But I did ask him, and he's actually responding to me right now. You guys get this live. I asked him, hey, what do you think of the Executioner? Is he better or worse? And I'm just going to go ahead and share his response to you guys verbatim. He said, well, for me, that new Executioner is worse than ever. Oof. Oof. Supercell. I'm going to talk a little bit throughout this video on how I feel about this. Oh, and he's in a match. Perfect. On how I feel a little bit about this whole Executioner debacle. But we'll save that for like mid-video. But he says, the Executioner is worse than ever. I use him to kill some long-range troops, but since his range has been decreased a lot, he doesn't have that utility anymore. He is very slow, so it feels like he can get easily killed by anything, even though his damage has increased. If he can't touch the troops, it's useless. Oof. Not a very good review from Viiper about the new Executioner, guys. So have you had a chance to play the new Executioner, not the OP? No one had a chance except for me with the dev build, humble brag, to play the new Executioner, and he was just amazing. I'm sure you guys saw some of the clips I put out on Instagram, clash_with_ash, or on Twitter at CWA, and yeah, he was just really powerful. But now with this new range, going to be very interesting to see. And I saw this tweet the other day. I should have this prepared. But I actually saw that Rumham tweeted out, now Rumham, aka Seth, is now the lead balance guru on the Supercell team. And he actually tweeted out that during play testing, that Executioner did not seem, the new Executioner, like before they did the emergency nerf, before they even put him out, he said that it didn't even seem like that big of a deal, meaning that he wasn't that strong, he wasn't that OP. And, okay, here's the tweet. I'm going to put the screenshot for you guys right here. He said, gotta be honest, I'm nervous about Executioner as you guys are, but we did multiple rounds of testing and it kept coming back on the lower win rates using his pre-emergency nerf stats. We'll keep a close eye and watch it and do mid-month change if he's way over the top. I'll keep you posted. Stats here next week. And then Swood responded and he said, best of luck, Seth. Trust the process. Twitter is hyperactive, active chamber of people who react way too quickly. Don't take it all seriously. Very interesting, right? Because I want to touch on a few points. Look at this Executioner right now. He did pretty well there against, it's Faust, 2.9. 2.9 is still going to be super strong. One of the strongest decks, I think, inside the meta. But yeah, so what do I take away from that? First off, he did multiple rounds of playtesting, and Executioner still, with that buff, according to Seth, came below average win rates. That's pretty astounding considering how, you know, like Swood said, the reaction of the community, myself included, I thought that he was going to be pretty strong, right? But then, if he truly came back after playtesting with below average win rates, then why the emergency nerf before they even put him in the game? And was the emergency nerf, like in the opinion of Viiper, did it go too far? Did they kill the card essentially instead of reworking it? Now, of course, he went on to say in that designer blog post that I mentioned below, you guys should read it. It's a really good insight to the designer, the inside the head of a designer, I guess, right? But he said, you know what? Even if he's a little bit a hair on the weak side now after this rework, he can just buff him next month after CRL starts, which is a big deal, obviously. CRL, you don't want to disrupt the meta too much. So there's a lot of interesting responses by Seth also. It's actually going on right now. It was only posted an hour ago from the time of this recording. So I'd like to maybe revisit that post in future videos this week. I had a bunch of Executioner guests and decks ready for you guys, but now, I don't know, if Viper's correct, it might mean that it's not that good. We might not be sharing a ton of Executioner decks, but I did want to kind of, you know, just enjoy this play-by-play and see what happens inside this video at least, and then try to get, you know, I just want to see him in game. You know, we can make all the opinions we want, but there's one thing about just seeing the card in game and seeing what happens. So now you can see they're using a rocket defensively against that Expo out of Viiper here. So we have a damage deficit here, excuse me, from the opponent. Keeps saving that Valkyrie for the Expo, but it looks like this is going to be a draw here, guys. Kind of a boring match, but I did blab throughout most of the match here, to be fair. He uses Executioner, but geez, he went down pretty fast, again, with the reduced HP and the reduced range. Puts out a lot of damage, but, you know, can he stay alive to benefit from that damage? That's the question that I'll ask you guys. That's the question that I'm asking myself here. So here we go with the Valkyrie at the bridge. 1 minute left remaining in this contest. Faust, such a good player. I had him on the channel 2 weeks ago using a deck very similar to why am I drawing a blank? A deck very similar to the, why am I not thinking of the guy, the giant skeleton guy? Come on, Ash, what the heck? Tauren! Okay, Ben, when you get old, don't get old, guys. It sucks. Your memory totally goes. Anyway, he was playing a deck very similar to the Tauren deck, Giant Skeleton. It's super strong still. Here comes Rocket again, a max star level Rocket, 30 seconds to go. It's definitely going to be starting out with a draw here again in this match. But, you know, too early to say, based on this match, if Executioner was meaningful in this matchup. Again, let's see him here chop through this Expo. Fireball comes down, but hey, he's actually going to do, he stays alive to Fireball log there. He chops through that Expo. Good game comes down by Faust, and a Nado comes down. Nice Nado, hey! One rocket. Nah, not enough time. Got a little excited there. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the next match. Try to get another kind of, another sample size of some Executioner Nado before we make quick judgment here in the video. Be right back. Alright guys, we have our next match, but he said in the chat, perfect example of what I said. Exe range makes him so bad that he doesn't touch anything. Man, oof. I was actually going to record for tomorrow's video with Royale, like right after I put this one live, and he was going to share a, he got top 10 with Golem Bomber. Golem Bomber deck. Last season, so I wanted to have him on with that. We missed that activation there on the King Tower via that bandit. But yeah, I wanted to have him on with that deck, and he said he was going to sub in Executioner Nado. I wonder if he's still planning on doing that. I suspect he's not, because it looks like they made the card worse. I think I'm prepared to say that after only, what, 12 minutes of gameplay so far. Make it 13 almost. So again, a bridge spam deck. Surprise, surprise. Definitely still going to be like the go-to archetype, I feel like, in CRL. Probably the most popular competitive archetype as well. So tactfully leaking some elixir. There we go. Getting the King Tower activation via the E-Wiz. And here comes some bridge spam for the opponent. We're back to goblins. Indeed we are. And then Valkyrie's going to help clean up there. Zap comes down from the opponent's Sky. And again, here, you're going to have to let this push die. We're going to go opposite lane with the Hog Rider minions out of hand for the opponent. Does he have... Oh, he has nothing. He has E-Wiz in hand, but a late E-Wiz there going to let us get make it 3 hits on that right tower. So nice job defending with the Valkyrie and Goblins, letting it go, and then countering opposite lane with the Hog Rider. And we actually get the King Tower activation from that E-Wiz. So sitting pretty here with about 70-75 seconds remaining here in the contest. So I wonder, I can only assume it's a P.E.K.K.A, another P.E.K.K.A deck. There it is, right on cue. the big girl. All right, so he rockets the P.E.K.K.A. Very interesting. And that takes her down to, with the health decrease, it was a double elixir time. I guess at that point, it was a pretty good move. We'll give the Inferno Tower an applause. Okay, it's going to be a big push. You know, obviously, if the opponent sees that rocket, they're going to try to absolutely unload on us. So here we go. It's going to be a Log and Valkyrie. Nado comes down, pulling it into the Executioner. And I just want to mention something there. Beautiful defense. But I want to mention, not only did he take advantage of the Valkyrie and the Ice Spirit and the Nado there on defense, pulling everything into the Executioner, but also I'm not sure if he would have rocketed there had he not already had the activated King Tower, because that really helped out there defensively in those situations. So just kind of noting that to you guys. But nice Nado to pull that E-Wiz away from the Hog Rider. This is the gameplay that I wanted to see here from Viiper this match, really making it look good on defense. Now we have to do is just cycle a couple logs in a rocket, and we got this one in the bag. And here we go. It's going to be a Hog Rider. What does he have? Nothing, right? It's going to be Hog and GG's. There it is. Rocket down. There we go. That was a nice victory. Let's go ahead and move into the next match. Let's check to see where he is right now on ladder. Granted, it's day one, but, you know, let's see. 198. Okay, not too bad. I still need to buy the Royal Pass myself. What do you guys think of the new tier system? I guess I won't edit it out here, and I'll just kind of claim my first thing. So, the tower skin's now at tier 10. I like that. And then we have... Where's the Night Witch emote? Is that... I think it's a special challenge emote, right? 20... I should know these things, shouldn't I? And then... The legendary chests are back at 35. That's good because we have more strikes. Were any of you guys not able to get to 35 last season? Anybody not able to max out the pass? Because I was talking a big game earlier last season. I was talking a big game about how they should make more tiers, like 50 tiers or more, right? For people who wanted to grind the game out. But then I traveled for 2 weeks. I didn't play a lot of Clash Royale, and I really struggled to get, oh, perfect, no editing. I love it. I love it. So I really struggled actually to get higher tiers last season, able to get it done, but still, it took me playing the last day of the season. So I'm curious if you guys still feel the same way. I think I'm going to backtrack a little bit off of I would still like to see more tiers, but maybe just 40, I think, would probably do the trick for me, at least. That's what I would like. But, of course, I think we're all biased based on our own play schedule. So a minor, something different here. Looks like a minor cycle deck of some sort. And we go in, we score one hog hit to start things out here on the counter push from that miner. So log comes down again. You can see how willing Viiper is to use his logs to chip away at the tower that he's still working on. We play a Valkyrie here at the bridge. We're already 2 cards away from the Hog Rider. He goes with the P.E.K.K.A. So nice job not overcommitting there. Although we would have gotten a couple hits with the Hog Riders, better to, especially in single elixir time, to kind of reload and set up for a big defense here. So it might be a balloon deck even. It might be yep, there it is. So it's a minor loon. He's rocking the E-Wiz the Musketeer. I shared this deck yesterday on the channel. Mugi. Beast, right? One of the best players in the game, if not the best ladder player in the game, alongside Lapacati, and he was playing this deck. It's still incredibly good. Give it a try, guys. If you missed that video, it's yesterday's video. So here we go again against Izzy 1453 from #Stour. Splitting Skeletons, kind of a stalemate here going on in this portion of the match. A very fast cycle, as you can see there. Oh, we do score a hog hit there, and that was a really well-played early P.E.K.K.A. by the opponent. So chipping away again, going to be leading here defensively. Let's see if he goes, okay, I was going to say, let's see if he goes opposite lane now that we played our Executioner, but the beautiful thing here against this deck is we're actually poised to defend really well, right? We're going to use a Nado there, but again, this is where the new Executioner does actually show some prowess here, right? Defending against pushes like that, and here we go with a big push, kind of using the Executioner here to tank for the Hog Rider. A couple shots from that Musketeer is going to get us 2 hits on that left tower, 1877. Here comes another another balloon push potentially here by the opponent. No balloon, just kind of juking out with the Ice Golem and kind of tanking for that Musketeer. So we force a Valkyrie out of our hand. We're just going to reload again with the same play, right? The opponent here is in a tough situation because, okay, there they go with but we have Rocket. So we're going to DPS down the miner and then Rocket the balloon probably, or Nado. We're just going to activate King Tower. And there it is. My bad. So against balloon, You guys probably already know this, but your first order of action's always going to be to activate King Tower, right? Nice Executioner placement, taking the shots from that Musketeer. So anytime they send a balloon and you're able to Nado it to King Tower, always do that on the first balloon push. That time we went opposite lanes, so we have Executioner, we have Ice Spirit, we have Tornado, and we have Rocket. 4 weapons against the balloon, so not too shabby. Here we go again. This time we're just going to go ahead and rocket down. The opponent trying to get something going on here. Do we have to? No, we're going to Ice Spirit. Oh, nice, nice. We got a Hog Rider to the left tower, 11-24. We're going to go ahead and log back that P.E.K.K.A. Nice job not overcommitting the defense in the left lane. We have the Executioner ready. Notice that it would have been very easy for him to overcommit there. And, ooh! Very, very close on that right tower, man. We have the damage advantage. We're going to go ahead and cash that in right now using the rocket. So this is going to be an all-in push here from the opponent. All we need is 1 rocket. 4 cards played. There's 1. There's 2. We need execution. Log is 3. And Nado and rocket. And there it is. GG's does it again. Alright guys, we're inside a match. We're currently 171. I wish I could start with those last 2 matches in the video, but it makes no sense because I was talking over about the Executioner in the first, so in the matches, so I can't get rid of them. But hey, that's the downside when you do these live videos, right? So it looks like a Ice Wiz Nado, still one of the strongest defensive combos. Looks like King Tobias here opting to use the Ice Wiz Nado rather than the Executioner Tornado. So already you would expect, if those changes weren't implemented to the game, that players would be taking a chance with Executioner. But he could be playing a variety of different decks. We'll see what he's rocking. It looks like Splash Yard now that we see the baby dragon. So we're going to respond with the Executioner in front of the King Tower to, and there's the Graveyard immediately. Is he going to lock on? He is. Nice placement there on the Executioner. We go right in with the Hog Rider before the opponent has enough elixir for the Tornado or for Bowler. They actually don't have Bowler, so I take that back. They do have the Knight, but that was a really, really well-played defensive sequence. It didn't look like that necessarily to the untrained eye, if you will. Not that my eye is very trained, but just a really nice heads-up Hog. Allowed him to not support too much, and now we're going to get the King Tower activation from this Knight. So Knight goes in. Knight, a lot of people was on their buff wish list, interestingly enough. Well, how do you guys feel about Knight? I feel like he's still pretty strong. He's playing Tombstone 2 instead of the Goblin Cage. So all he really has to tank, he doesn't have Bar Barrel, obviously. So he only has Baby Dragon and Knight as his only kind of graveyard tanky troops. This time Poison doesn't come down there. Goblin's doing work there on defense against that graveyard. So let's see what we do here. Okay, the Valkyrie's in back of the Executioner. We do have Hog in hand. Let's see, are we going to wait till the Tombstone goes away? Oh, Valkyrie crosses over in front of the Executioner. He's going to have to respond to this, Tobias. He does so with the Knight, but again, that range hurting us there. Now we go in with the Hog. He does have Nado in hand. He's going to pull it back. And we're going to go ahead and take that rocket value, taking care of the double elixir time, by the way. Noting that it's double elixir that he used the rocket. Going to be very, very, very hesitant to use the rocket in single elixir time, even if we're given like a 3 elixir value like that, unless we're up in elixir, of course. So here comes a poison down. Immediately when that poison comes down, we know we can attack here with the Hog Rider. This is a very difficult matchup, guys. Don't have to tell you this, because he has both the Nado and the Tombstone. We're going to go ahead and be aggressive with some rockets here again. This takes us into kind of a do-or-die situation. If we can defend here, we just need 1 rocket. We're going to pull everything back, allow the Goblin to do some work. Nice defense here, guys. That was beautiful. So we pulled the Baby Dragon back. That way the tower would latch onto the skeletons. Now we can go in with just a Hog Rider here. All we need is a Log and a Rocket, and this is GG. Here comes Log. Rocket's in hand. 3 seconds left. Good game. Rocket down. Goblin's down first. Now we have the Rocket. Where is it? Okay. Looks like he's defending here. 640, is it 643? Is that the max rocket? Okay, here it goes. We'll find out. I thought it could... Ah, dude. I need to work on my numbers, man. Dude, see? I told you guys I was old at the beginning of the video. But 3 big dubs to end this video leaves me feeling like I don't know if Executioner is better or worse. I just know one thing. Viiper's still all OP. Happy Noob is still a beast. I do know that. That is confirmed. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned. Again, we'll have Royale on with a Golem deck tomorrow. Probably Golem Bomber. Will it have Exe-Nado? Wait and see. We'll ask the man, the myth, the legend himself what he thinks of Executioner. You guys already heard what Viiper thinks of Executioner. Now it's time to hear from you guys. Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget about those giveaways I'm hosting, guys, on social media. You can find all that along with the deck link in the description below. Huge shout out to Bren Chong and Stats Royale, my YouTube partners. Thank you guys for watching all the way till the end. I really appreciate it. And as always, take care, guys.